them steppers, huh? But you can't step with us. Niggas swear they certified steppers, but don't step enough. So you be with them steppers, huh? But you can't step with us. Niggas swear they certified steppers, but don't step enough. So you be with them steppers.
Welcome to the Certified Steppers podcast. I am your host, KP, and as you see, my bro Smooth is out, but I do have a lovely, lovely guest with me right now, hailing from Jackson, Mississippi, if you will, owner of L Events, attended 2 HBCUs, Alcorn, or however she gonna correct me to say it. Alcorn, and then toxic ass TSU. So, but yeah, I got my good friend Lene. Man, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing today, KP?
I am great. Thank you for joining me on the couch.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. Before we even get started, I'm sorry, y'all. Caleb kind of threw me off for the loop. Before we started, he prayed. And so that's just really that was mind blowing. So thank you for that prayer, Caleb.
Sure.
Okay, Pastor KP in the building.
That, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, I try to keep that under wraps, y'all.
Absolutely. Okay, go ahead.
So I initially just wanted to, we've been talking about getting you on the couch. If y'all don't know, this is Lene. She's a dope person, but this is also like my little sister. But she a boss, and we're going to get into all the boss moves that she's making in a minute. But I kind of wanted to just get you in front of the camera and talk all things Lene, because I think you got like an interesting background and story and kind of talking about where I see you going now. So we're going to get into all of that.
Okay.
So my first question that I'm going to open up is you got this event space, L Events, that you're doing, and we're going to plug all of this for y'all as we get through the episode. But walk me through that journey of when that started, how did that process take place?
Okay.
And where did the inspiration come from?
Okay, so the name of my company is called L Events. Make sure you guys follow, like, share. I'll plug that in at the end of the episode. So I started just doing family gatherings, or my friends would have little different events years ago. It's probably started when I was at Alcorn. And so my friends used to do small little gatherings. And so I was just extra. So I always wanted to kind of get matching table settings, be extra, create little name tags and stuff like that. And so it was just something that just came natural for me. And so I just started doing it with my friends for free, just doing it. And then maybe a few years later, I just started doing baby showers. My friends would call hey, Lene, can you find me this? And I was able to do it, and it was just very natural for me. And so 2017, I had kind of a trying to find my way journey. And so I was working in corporate America as an accountant. And so I found myself not being happy. And so I had to take a look back at myself and see exactly what makes Lene happy. Yeah. Not the people, or the things that I do, but what makes Lene happy. And so that came with a lot of self-reflection, and it came with being honest with myself. And so I started just understanding what I'm very passionate about. And that's bringing people together. And that's, from small events to large gatherings to any, intimate gatherings. I love just bringing people together. I love the reactions that I get when, just hosting or just doing small little gatherings to just make people feel good. And so I started playing around with it, okay, Lene, what can you do? What would set you aside from any other event planner? And so, of course, self-doubt, being scared, that comes part of it. And so I was very consistent with what I wanted to be intentional with my prayers. And on my 30th birthday, August 28th, 2019, I birthed L Events. Nice. And so it has been, I can definitely say God has truly been blessing me in my business and connecting me with the right people for my business to thrive. So it really started with me just doing something very naturally and me understanding I need to really tap into this because I'd be making some money.
Was it always something that you knew that you loved, or it was you got introduced to it and you was damn, I really fuck with this?
I just really think it came naturally, because, I have a lot of friends and I have a large family. So I think just having people together, sit around, congregate, to be able to just fellowship, I think that was just something that I love to do. Yeah. And to see it come together, I was I really like doing this. I probably could do this on the larger scale. And so it really came from there. So I don't really think it was just a moment. It was just I think this is something I can really do.
And you use the term family now twice. I've heard you already. So is it safe to say when you creating these events, that's the vibe you're going for, this family friendly, dope turn up type of vibe, or it's different for,
Well, it just depends on the setting, right? So overall, like my motto, my theme, as you can see it on my shirt, is creating timeless experiences. Okay. And so experiences can be from, I just really want from the first guest to walk in to the last guest that leaves that enjoy an experience that lasts them a lifetime. Mm-hmm. And so with that, that comes with making sure you're personable, but making sure that when I'm listening to my clients, I find a need, something that, they probably could be casually talking to me about, making sure that I input that. So it's just not really just family that really pushes me to kind of like go for my vibes or creativity. It's really just understanding the client at the time and understanding what they need.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. Like, I mean, like I've seen some of your events, and I know I've even helped out in some of them, just in terms of like, she done put me to work a few times.
Period. Until I get the team I need, my family and friends are going to be volunteers.
Yeah, and I'm always I'm always in my head like, how in the hell is she putting all this shit together from like an idea? Like you be having backdrops, videos of people chiming in. You got social media involved. It just be an experience. It really do. Yes. And the inspiration part of that, like where do you pull that from? Who are you, do you have other people you work with, people you looking up to? Like walk me through like where you're grabbing that inspiration from to make these dope ass vibes.
Oh, that's a good question. So I grab from a lot. So I grab right now I have a mentor that I'm working with, several. One of them is Jay Milan, and I started working with her maybe shortly after I started my event planning business. Mm-hmm. And so just working with her, I've just been able to think outside the box. Attending her events, she always goes out of the box, out of the ordinary, and so that allows me when I'm with my clients to understand like things can get done, outside the box. Think outside the box. Don't think just what was in, that you can see. Think of something that's going to be a wow factor. Yeah. And so I can definitely say just working with her and working with some of her clients that has helped my creativity, and also other event planners that have been helping me and molding me, to kind of like really just get outside of my body and just really think another level of thinking as far as how to create a timeless experience.
Yeah, okay. And like you talked about Jay Milan, and you mentioned her as your mentor, but who are some other people that you've worked with, whether it be industry related, music, entertainment, whatever? Like have you tapped into that space any?
Yeah, so I've worked with Terrence J. We did a launch when he was doing Snoop Dogg's. He was an ambassador for Snoop Dogg's Gin Indigo. So we did a intimate dinner setting here in Houston for him. He was very dope. I think that was one of my moments where I was like, shit, is Terrence J on my phone?
You fucking
and
coming.
So, it was just one of them things. It was just like, oh shit, okay, bet. And so I think that's one of my moments where I was just like, okay, and so I also helped with the baby when he came and did his event here with some of his artists. Mm-hmm.
You said the baby?
Yes.
I feel like you glossed over that a little bit too quick.
Yeah,
I just wanted to make sure
I'm very
understood.
humble when it comes to it, and so also we did Dre. I've worked with Drea when she came and did her launch for her clothing line. That's just to name a few. But I also love just working with the people in Houston. It doesn't have to be like high end. It's just really like, because I've done some dope parties. Like when I did the graduation party for one of my close friends, I think that was one of my top parties that I enjoyed. Yeah. It's just really just understanding your client and understanding like the experience that you can bring to the guest.
So instead of having a set price, like you talk about, even working with the common people, you work with pricing in that way too.
The pricing went up, KP.
I understand that, but I'm saying
the prices went up.
Say that. Hey, your price is your price. I'm a firm believer in that.
Absolutely.
I'm a firm believer in that.
Go ahead with your question.
No, I was just gonna ask, like, whenever you got like friends who come up to you and may not be able to afford that price that went up, is it like situations where you work with them, like, okay, what's your budget, and seeing if that's something you can either do or recommend somebody else for?
Yeah, so you just have to be realistic. Like, it's a lot of people that have, what is it, Neiman Marcus visions, but they got a McDonald's budget.
McDonald's food, right?
McDonald's food, yeah, McDonald's food. Okay, well, since I started with Neiman Marcus, let's just say they got rainbow budget, right? Okay, and so when you understand, like, when they be telling me, like, oh, I want to do this, I'm automatically calculating. Like, I'm good in math, so math comes, so I'm just automatically calculating, and I'm like, okay, what's your budget? Oh, I really don't have a budget. Flag number one. Everybody has a budget. And so I
if
think
you don't, that's scary.
Absolutely. So you always should have a budget when planning an event. So usually when my friends like have like event, if they want me to do something, you know, they be like, so how much you gonna cost me? I'm like, it just depends on what you want. But I can offer you, you know, some assistance without me actually having to do the full thing. Yeah. So that's how I usually go about like with working with friends. But, you know, I just, like I said, the prices went up. However, I still am affordable, but I have to understand my worth. And when you know your worth, you understand like the prices can't be the same when I first started. Yeah. You know, and so my clientele has changed as well. So, you know, it's a combination of things that, you know, that goes into like pricing. And I think people, when they think about a party, they don't understand all of the back work that has to be done when it comes to it. Right. And so they just like, I just want to spend $1,000. Right. Photo booth alone gonna charge you, you know, gonna take up their budget, then food. So the budget is very important. Everyone should definitely have one. However, I do, you know, work on with my friends as far as like finding a common balance. Yeah. And I mean, and I 100% agree with you as far as the price is the price. Yeah. Like, even with our merch, we had people, don't worry about it. Listen, because you're going to go spend this 30, 45, 50, whatever the price is somewhere. Facts. If you ain't spending it with me, that means you don't want it. And I'm cool with that. You got to understand your clientele. You got to understand when you understand your clientele, it's like, okay, bet. You know, and I've had a lot of people that reach out and, you know, after I sent them my invoice, it was like crickets. And at first I was like, man, like, you know, I probably should have did it just for the money, but if it's not going to get me, you know, if it's not going to help my brand, if it's not even picture worthy, like why even put yourself out like that? Right. So you just got to understand to take the L's with the wins, that's the W's. Yeah. Now let me ask you something. Really quickly, I want to touch on the actual services that you do provide. So kind of tell the people under L Events, under that business, like what. What pillars fall under that? Like, what services are you providing? Okay, there? So as I like to call myself like an event curator, event producer. So under that umbrella of event planning, I do brand launches. I do like a lot of artists who are starting their, you know, their singles or stuff like that. Like I did Mona Leo's single release party. She's a dope artist out here, a young, hungry hustler out here. That was one of great moments for me as well in my business. I do weddings, I do baby showers, I do kids parties. Okay. I do it all really. You know, if you have like a product that you're about to launch, I do product launches. So it's very I'm really tapping in all aspects of like events because it's endless. Okay. So I got two more questions and then we're going to get to some shit. I knew it was coming. You know it's coming. My first question is in regards to like your actual L event space that you got like set up, like how do you go about like you know, getting contracts out? What's the terms of that? Like how do you go about coordinating and working with those folks and getting, you know, making sure that like the shit that you booked is actually something that's not gonna flop in the last week or two? Oh, that's a good question. So maybe I think it was maybe a few weeks ago, I launched my website. And so I can definitely say like having a website kind of organizes a lot of chaos that I had prior to the website. So usually you guys can tap in. L Events is L.events.com. That's where you can go. You can check out and you'll schedule a consultation with me. And that's how we go from, you know, that's how you schedule. You can do all of that. The scheduling, you can look at some of the events that I've done and learn a little bit about me as a person. On the website, you can schedule your consultation. Everything is done online. You make your consultation fee. Invoices are sent automatically once, you know, the deposit is paid. So it's all through the website. Nice. So it's important to have that. I didn't even know until I got it. Absolutely. That website is key. Now I know that you built this from the ground up, right? Yes. Like, you know, you call yourself Boss B, you know. We're gonna keep it PG for the show, but we're keeping PG now. We're gonna get to that side. Okay, go ahead. I'm still on this side of the street, but like in regards to like building this from the ground up, walk me through like some of the trials and tribulations that you faced getting this thing started, and some of the lessons that you learned along the way that you can kind of give to the people. I can definitely say, like I said, when in 2017, when it was just like an idea, I think that was when I was kind of at my lowest as far as like trying to understand which direction or what path I wanted to go. So I think like my hustle stemmed from my pain and where I felt like I didn't have you know, I had to figure out something. I had to figure out a way.
It's a fact.
It's like a hustle. So I think like me starting this business and me steady wanting to become better and become bigger, you know, than what I am, it just really stems from like, I want to help my family. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think that's my number one goal. I want to create jobs for people. I want to create a generation. I want to create generational wealth for my family. Yeah. And so I think it just comes with some of the, you know, some of the things that I've dealt with, like losing friends, being okay with like being alone. Like sometimes, you know, God has to, put you in this space where you have to be alone to understand your purpose and to get closer to him. And so I think that's something, you know, being alone and understanding, like loving Lene herself, you know, loving Lene, all of me, you know, flaws and all. And I think that's what kind of stems my growth and to stay to keep going. And I just want to help people. You know what I'm saying? I want to create jobs. I want to be able to give back. I think that's very important in helping other people. I feel like if God blesses you with a talent and you're not able to help others or be able to be, you know, an example for others, then why do it? And so I really think my hustle really stems from the things that I've been through, the friends that I've lost, being alone, the relationships that have failed, and just understanding like, I know this not the end for me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's more things for L events. There's more things for Lene. And so I have to tap into it. And so I think when I do feel like I'm done, because as an entrepreneur, you want to quit. Like I want to quit majority of the times, but you have to understand what the end goal is. And the end goal for me is being able to, you know, tell my family, like, you know, I got y'all, like we good. Like, you know, that's what it's all about for me. Or going back to where I'm from Jackson, Mississippi, and telling young girls like, you too can do this. You know what I'm saying? And being an example. So I think that's what stems me and keeps me going. And just understanding, like, I know, you know, trials gonna come, but you have to be able to kind of like be persistent and understand the end goal.
I say all the time, consistency kills doubt. Yeah. Consistency kills self-doubt. Consistency gonna kill your doubters. Consistency gonna make consistency is gonna make believers out of people who never saw you coming. Yeah, you know absolutely. So I literally, like consistency kills doubt, and just do the work. It's two things I tell myself every morning.
And you have to be willing to take the L's too. Like you know what I'm saying? You're gonna learn along the way. But you know, I think with every dream, you got to at least like. I'm all about manifestation and writing things down. And so, like, if you're wanting to, and like to his listeners, you guys are wanting to start a business, start that business. Like, write it down, put a plan down. Like, I know you probably like, man, you got to have a lot of money. I didn't have a lot of money when I started, but I had a dream and I had faith. And so I think that's something that I would want to tell, you know, your viewers, like, if you have something that you're passionate about, tap into it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, but like you saying all that, and you coming across as like this boss woman, what's up with that submissiveness though? Stucker. Y'all see it right here. Listen, I don't know. Hey, let's jump right into it though. You know I was going there.
Oh, wow. We didn't even kind of like, you didn't really like put the...
I wasn't even going to ease you into that. No, ma'am.
Like, I didn't even get no lube.
Like, listen, my first question I want to jump right into it is like, why, from men, and I'm going to start this part of the conversation by saying that thank you for sitting down, because like 90% of our viewers are like, y'all need a woman over there. Like y'all talking from a man, but that's coming from 100% of women. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like y'all want somebody to vouch for y'all so bad, dog. It's like, but I hear y'all. Anyways, my point is like it's hard to find both, right? Yeah, like you can find like you run into a submissive woman, but then it's like. You borderline a yes woman, and you like, you too soft, and I need you. But then like you run into a woman who like own her shit, who got her shit, who really is top notch, and she gonna struggle with trying to be submissive to a man. But then y'all then turn around and say, I'll be submissive to the right man. Like explain like why, what does that even mean for us? Because the shit get confusing. And this is coming from a nigga who self-proclaimed and other people will vouch as a real one. You know what I'm saying? I don't bullshit. So this ain't no, I'm asking you because I too am confused. This ain't no fuckboy activity.
Okay, so I would definitely say being submissive has been a struggle for me for years, you know? And so I've always just felt like, you know, you know, I understand, like, you know, you've been taught, you know, my folks old school, like, you know, the man is, you know, he leads the household. So in my dating, you know, I let the man lead, but I think the men that I was choosing, like, I wasn't really comfortable with them leading me. So I was feeling on the front seat.
Say that again. So just run that real quick.
I forgot what I had said.
You just said the man I was what? You didn't forget. Yeah, you didn't forget.
What did I say?
The man I was
dating.
Choosing.
Okay, yeah. So the men I was choosing probably, you know, were the men that needed to be leading Lene. Okay. And so, you know, I've struggled with that. However, this relationship that I'm in or pursuing now, it kind of allows me to be that soft person, soft woman. And so that's something that I've never been able to tap into because I've always been like, you know, balls hard ass boosty boo, like that's me.
Yeah, Mississippi's finest, y'all.
Absolutely. You know, and so, you know, I have always just kind of like, I've never sat back and allowed a man to lead. I've always just been up there like, oh, let me just make sure you don't do this, you know, I ain't really comfortable. And so I can definitely say, like, taking the back seat and actually trusting somebody that's going to lead you and take you where you need to be, you know, and that's
what struggles do you find in that? Let me ask you that real quick.
Because I think I know everything, and I think, you know, and it's just understanding, like, allow a real man to be a man, you know, and so, like, I'm not saying be submissive to niggas that's, like, you know, that are not, what is the word I'm looking for? That is not worthy, because, you know, you do have some clowns out here who, you know, who you shouldn't be submissive to. You should lead, sis. Okay. However, like, if you do have a man that, you know, like, whoever, you know, who I'm dating right now, he tells me all the time, he like, Boosie Boo can sit back. Like, I got this. Yeah. And so for me, like,
you
he's
can
like,
turn him down.
Yeah. It kind of just like, okay, bet, let me sit back, you know, and allow a man to be a man. And so that's something that I'm continuing to learn. I think I'm going to always learn that because I've grew up around so many alpha males. Like, my mom is an alpha female, you know, my aunts, you know, most of my friends are alpha females. And so I think we all struggle being submissive because we just feel like y'all ain't gonna really do what y'all need to do to take care of business. So it's just like, let me just still kind of like watch him or kind of control the situation. And, you know, we find ourselves, you know, in
so y'all entering these
situations.
It sounds like y'all entering these situations already got doubting the nigga. Like, he already, you just said in your head, let me make sure I pay attention to boom, 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 because y'all ain't gonna, you ain't fitting the. That's
just how I think. So I can't speak for all women, right?
No, but you think like a portion of women. So yeah, you know, it's not just you.
So yeah.
It's not, trust me, it ain't just you thinking like that.
I know that. You know, I just feel like, you know, we be submissive to who we want or we trust can do, you know, who has our hearts, who has our best interests.
Right.
So it's really based upon a trust, and it's based upon like a give.
Okay. Let me ask you something real quick. What in your head when you hear submissive, like, what's your definition of that? What do you hear when somebody say, your dude that you talking to right now, if he coming to you and say, Lene, I just need you to be submissive, do you even know what that means? Like, do you know how to tap into that? Like, meaning, do you know what that means? Can you turn that on like that?
Yeah, I can.
What does that mean to you, like, when you hear submissive?
That means I can kind of like relax, because I'm kind of like always like overthinking, or I'm just always just on edge. So submissive to me means like relax. It means to kind of allow, you know, if he wants me to be submissive, it's more than likely like he wants me to just chill and just allow him to handle a situation, because, you know, we out to eating or something. You know, he'd be like, bet. So I think submissive for me is just kind of like just taking the back seat and just chilling. I'm not saying like that mean like to be submissive, or clean, cook, do all this stuff, especially, you know, if you're not married.
That's what a misconception is.
Yeah, like, but no, submissive it's not that. It's really.
So I'll break it down to you real simple, Lene. Submissiveness in its purest form is allowing a woman to rest in her femininity while a man sits in his masculinity. And if you can't tap into the feminine side of your woman to allow him to be masculine, then there's self-work to be done.
Absolutely.
First and foremost.
That's why I said it's going to always be, I think women are going to always have to continue to work on being submissive. However, you do have women that's just naturally submissive. That's not me. I've had to learn to be submissive because, like I said, I'm an alpha female. And so
most women like you have to learn to be submissive. Yeah, that's my point. That's why I asked you the question.
You have to learn, like, and it's still like a learning progress for me, because, you know, we kind of bump heads sometimes because he like, I'm the man, and I'll be like, well, I'm the woman. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's next?
Yeah, because y'all stuck on this whole equal term, which me as men, we understand, logically we understand when y'all say equal. We ain't talking about just because I said the man that belittles the woman. However, y'all look at that as like, let me let this nigga know I'm a woman too, and we know that. So in my head when I hear that, I be like, no fucking duh. Okay, I know that. I can't. I'm not gonna be rude because I know how to keep peace in my relationships. But in my head, I'm like, yo, relax.
Wow, we're gonna need some more time, baby boy. Peace in relationship. All right,
Listen,
I hear you, Pastor KP.
Hey, she heating up over there on me, y'all. Hey, let me ask you something though. Just getting off the submissive topic, I do want to switch up a little quick for the purpose of time. Is it ever worth to you forgiving a person, after they've cheated in a situation? Can you ever envision a situation where it's like it's worth forgiving that shit?
I wouldn't say worth, because hell, I done got cheated on in probably 88% of my relationships I've been in. Like, and hell, it might be more than that. So
88?
Yeah, 88%. So yeah, I probably done chose a lot of wrong fuck boys.
I was about to say, you know why we went back to that, who you choose and shit?
Okay, bet. But if y'all know y'all fuck boys, y'all should have y'all own little circle and just stay together and stay on this island and stay the fuck away real
self-accountability is not real.
I'm sorry, not bitches, but real strong women.
Hey, self-accountability.
Yeah, and so I just think like y'all need to just like chill, like.
Okay, but like, so you wouldn't forgive cheating? There's no. Like, have you forgiven cheating? Okay.
Like, I have in the past, and so like, I don't want to make it personal, but I've had been in relationships where a nigga constantly cheated, and I stayed there, and I used to be so high on this. I'm a ride or die bitch. I'm a ride or die bitch, and now that I'm older, like, I'm not riding like for that's because that's toxic for me, and I feel like I'm more so like I'll hold you down, but like the cheating and all that stuff, I'm not willing to, devalue, my worth based upon, just being a ride or die chick. So that's not, I'm not accepting cheating anymore.
I respect it. I think it does. I think it falls right into self-worth, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I'll tell you right this as a man, and this is, every man knows this, so I don't feel like it's a secret I'm telling you, but like, man, we gonna fucking do what you allow. So if I'm sitting there and I'm smashing on you, and then I'm super reckless with my moves, and like there's never been a discussion about cheating, and then you catch me, and then it's boom, you break a few glasses, you scream a little bit, and then you get dick down, and then we straight tomorrow.
Is that something that you're constantly going through right now?
No.
Okay.
I'm just telling you, I understand.
It sounded a little like it's recent.
Now we can get into my shit because like,
Go ahead.
I'm real one. I tell you, but like I know men, like I have friends, and that's just some real shit. Like if I know some of my partners that know he could cheat, and be like, man, he's like, man, I'm gonna let her vent. He'll put it on speaker. She
going out,
screaming. He's like, yeah, man, I gotta let her get it off. Apologize. She on mute now. Unmute.
This what
baby,
y'all be
promise
doing,
it'll
man.
never happen. I've seen this. Is what I'm saying.
Like,
real shit. But this is younger us. But that's why I could tell the story now. But he'll unmute the shit and be like, yo, I'm sorry, baby, it'll never happen. Boom, boom, and then boom, and he be like, man, when I get home, I'm just gonna blow it back out. We straight tomorrow. Yeah, he like that.
And I get it. I get it.
And through my experience, I've seen, I'm like, yo, women really allow, you to just do whatever you want.
You do, and sometimes I've learned, and also from experience, I think like women stay because of the comfortability and just kind of
that's what they know.
Yeah, that's what they know. Absolutely. And that's something that they're afraid of starting over. Like my friends and I converse all the time as far as like the ability to start over. Like, am I just going to settle for this, or do I really want to start over? Like, who want to start back over on the first date and y'all just like, what's your favorite color? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how many kids you want? Like, and I'm just being, I'm just speaking bland. Like, those are not like my questions on first dates. But it's just kind of like the fear of starting over. And I think a lot of women I'll just rather just stay here, stay at home and keep peace and just, deal with, and just hit his pockets.
I would challenge you to switch your perspective on that. Because when I'm hearing you say that, I used to think like that. But like I literally said this a couple episodes ago, but I walk through life. I think that people are meant to be experiences. period. Like, we're going to experience people. You're going to have somebody that you're going to marry, and hopefully that's your long-term lifetime experience, right? But then you also have these experiences through walks of life that you just going to deal with. So I used to say the same thing. I used to
deal with it too, but not no more.
No, but listen, I used to sit there and be like, you know, damn, it's like, man, all this starting over shit.
Oh, yeah.
People,
Now,
it's boom, boom, boom. But it's like, yo, I can literally go back to so many encounters that I had from dates, tried relationships and all this shit, and I pull experiences, I pull education, I pull all that shit from that. But that's because I stay present in what that shit really is. See what I'm saying? So that's why I was saying I challenge you to switch your focus.
I mean, I said that was a conversation that we have as far as like the fear. I never said that that's something that I'm afraid to tap into.
Okay, so you don't run from it.
I don't run from anything.
All right, then. So let me ask you this: why the fuck y'all go on dates knowing damn well y'all don't like them dudes, and you know what I'm saying? Like knowing y'all don't like them, but y'all still gonna pull up. Dude got his dude like, man, I got a baddie with me. I'm finna take her to fucking Rue Chris. What's out there? Pray. What? Give me a restaurant. Give me all that. Y'all be hitting niggas' heads, knowing damn well he ain't thinking no box at the end of the night. Knowing damn well you don't want to get no a good morning text message. Nope. You ain't kissing them. So why y'all do that?
You know,
y'all,
so
listen, pause. Y'all preach this, mind you. Y'all preach this. If you feeling that, just say that shit, right?
Who be saying that?
Why you can't just tell bro, hey, this is just a date. This is just a date, homie.
We do. Somehow y'all get it like conflicted. Somehow once we say it, it goes in y'all head like, shit, I could change her mind. Like, you know, yeah, shot, I'm gonna take her this. I'm gonna wine and dine her. Meanwhile, Shotty
put it on the nigga every time.
Her friends like, girl, I done got this goofy. He finna take me here. I'm finna run up the check. I'm finna get drunk. Fellas. You know, like, you know, because I have experience and I have had friends, you know, but for me personally, like, not even no cap, like I can't really see myself like just going on dates or with somebody that I'm not even attracted to. That's not me. But I do support my friends doing it. Like, sis, go ahead, get that free meal. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's sometimes
that's so wild to me.
Gee, it is, you know, and I have been like tested, like, girl, just go get that free meal. And I'm like, but I don't like him. Like,
but you see how crazy that is like y'all. So it's okay for y'all to finesse from a pocket standpoint, which we know that's how y'all handle business. Hold on, give me a second. Yeah, y'all finesse from a pocket standpoint, and you can look me square in my eyes, and your guest in the corner can do that smile and be like, yeah, we gonna get that meal. But let me say, yo, I ain't gonna hold you, my nigga. I'm finna just go knock her off tonight, but I really ain't finna hit her up tomorrow. I'm finna just go fuck her tonight. But I'm this toxic ass nigga.
That's not really a form of toxic. I don't think so, because I think like women too have like they're like targets, like, yeah, I'm just gonna fuck him, like that's the goal, like that's it.
Yeah, but y'all discreet with it. I'm talking, you know how men are. We let it be known to the women we dealing with, to the partners.
No,
boom,
I don't
boom.
really think y'all are very honest in telling females like, yeah, I just want to put what we got to call it, the box on here.
You call it the box, yeah.
Okay, the box, the BOX. So y'all not really that straightforward or direct when y'all dating women. And I think that's the problem as far as miscommunication comes in. And I know that you've experienced it so many damn times, you know, because y'all don't know how to communicate. Like, you know, and it's just so funny to me. Like, you can sit up here in this red chair like you just Mr. Communicator.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
And, you know, like,
I've counted my flaws off so many times.
I know y'all have, but I'm just saying, like, me and you was saying, like, you know, we can sit up here and tell this chick, like, yeah, we just.
I'm saying if we do. You making my point. I know we don't do it. I'm saying the reason we don't is because it's frowned upon.
Why?
Like, you can just be
being honest
like,
with a chick is frowned upon? In what society and what bylaws of this
we ain't talking about being honest.
Okay.
Let's coin it what it is. Men smashing on multiple chicks is, yes, highlighted, but there's also a little like, y'all, nah, I'm dead at, like, when dudes like, well, I ain't gonna say me, I don't. When dudes who do that.
Do what?
You know, smash a bunch of chicks. It's
so
like,
you took yourself out the equation?
You know women find it hard to take them serious. Be real. Are you taking a nigga when you know he out here and he doing him?
True.
Are you taking him serious after that?
Not really. However, but I do see like a lot of men like see a woman being passed around, and y'all like it's like a celebratory moment. Like, yeah, I'm finna go on and smash Shotty too.
Facts. because she put herself. That's the point. That's why I'm saying, why can't we do that when y'all can do the same thing? From you could be like, sis, hey, your turn. Hey, homie, he gonna take you to the finest restaurants. He gonna show love. Boom, boom, boom. But that's cool.
But listen, like, I think that sometimes, like, it's a thin line. Like, that bro code, what is it? Like, the bro code, sis code stuff. I think it's a thin line that, like, some stuff you just can't do.
Let me ask you something, because you, like, everybody universal know we got bro code. There is a song out there called Law by Yo Gotti that you better not break bro code, right? What is the girl version of that? Is there a girl code? Is it called that? Is it?
Yeah, it is. It's kind of like understood as far as like girl code, sis code. And it's really just, you know, like, girl, if I done fucked him, you can't. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, and in some situations, it's kind of like cool if a woman is no longer like interested, or if it was just like sex only with them, then I can understand as far as it being, you know, girl, I don't care. But, you know, women are emotional creatures. And so I feel like, you know, although a lot of us don't want to admit to it, like when we do connect with a man and when we have sex with a man, there's a connection, and those are transitioning of different like soul ties that are being connected. So it's a lot of women that can stunt like, girl, I don't care, you can fuck him. And then once you do, they feel some type of way. And that's because they went being 100, because they know like deep down, like, nah, I ain't really want him to fuck. And I thought she knew like that was kind of understood. Like if I done smashed him, like you can't. And so I think it's just kind of one of those things where it's just understood. Like, you know, I ain't smashing none of my friends, you know, homies, or, you know, dudes that they done had sex with. So have you kind of like ever broke bro code?
Nah, I don't break bro code. Like for me, I think we add on to that though. Like from bro code, right? I think it's from a man's perspective. If we breaking it down to one word, and it's gonna blow y'all mind, but like it's communication. Like I expect my partner to communicate to me on his plays. Like we already got one universal rule. Old ladies, wives, fiancés, it's all fucking limits. We don't play them games.
So
however,
girlfriends are not all women.
Yeah. If you one of your exes is my partner.
Okay.
Absolutely, you off limits. I would never disrespect bro like that. I don't give a fuck how y'all ended up. That's just what it is for me, right? That's the loyalty piece that come with it, right?
You're talking like I've talked to one of your friends.
You have, but don't leave that alone. I didn't want to bring that up, but go ahead. But listen, but like I'm saying though, like, but like let's say like you don't have that relationship title, but you was kicking with shorty and y'all was smashing or whatever, and then boom, y'all fall off. Mm-hmm. I'm okay with approaching shorty as long as me and bro had that one-on-one. Like, listen, I know this was never your girl. I know that y'all was doing y'all thing. Y'all was like, and no babies came out of it. Like nothing real came out. I don't need no life situations come out of it. But as long as it's just some physical shit, I'll have that conversation. I've actually did that a couple of times in life. Like I know y'all got y'all situation, excuse me, but is it, she giving me vibes. Mm-hmm. I'm feeling some shit. Is it cool? And if bro bless that, we okay with making that move. Okay,
so I understand that. However, like I know personally that you've been in a situation where it wasn't considered, it's not really like bro code, but I know you were in the...
I didn't break bro code.
I know you did. That's why I said it wasn't bro code, but it was more so like... It was just sis code that you kind of broke. However, you don't think that you really...
I didn't break no sis code.
Okay, so like, Caleb, I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there. So I know like you dated two of my friends, right? And so like the two of the friends are kind of like, I wouldn't say they're friends, but they're associates, right?
Okay.
So what made you feel so confident, like, after you talk to one friend, feel confident in dating the other one when you know that we're like in the same circle? Like, did you not tap into like, oh, like this kind of similar like bro code, or
cute.
maybe I shouldn't like do that? Like, who was your person? You know how you said you talked to your bro, like, yo, can I be able to do this?
Yeah.
Who did you talk to kind of like get that green light, or you just really didn't care?
I know it's not about not caring, but I also didn't need the validation from anybody, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
Since we on that situation, the first friend that you introduced me to, we ain't even gonna talk about how you introduced me. We're gonna leave that alone.
I don't even remember.
But the way you introduced me, we wasn't vibing. Like that was boom. And I don't know the intricacies of your circle. Keep in mind that there was mutual interest in these situations. This wasn't me going hunting.
Okay.
I got invited to events, which you know. I showed up to, and there was mutual interest that crossed, and I just pursued whatever was available at the time. Okay. If I'm being real, right? Just exploring, because I am a single guy out here, right? And while I respect both women, like, we never got to a point to where we owed each other a level of respect to that point, because it was like, yo, like, you,
it was fair game to you.
First one you dubbed me, like that was your call.
Okay, and so it was like for you, like fair game.
Wasn't it? I wasn't even the headspace of thinking that I was playing a game in that way until you brought it to my attention. I didn't know the motherfuckers knew each other.
Yes, you did, bro.
I didn't know. I didn't know they was cool like that.
Well, I wouldn't say cool like that, but they're associates. They are mutual friends. Like, they're friends of, you know, they know each other through me.
Okay, so you deem that as breaking bro code?
Not considered like bro code. I just think the way that it was handled, it could have been like handled a little bit differently. Right. But that's just my opinion.
I'm gonna hit both of them up and apologize right after this.
One of them probably won't respond.
That's cool though. Yeah.
One of them won't respond though.
Hey, listen. I don't want this whole conversation to be one-sided, right? So I'm gonna ask one more question, because I feel like you got some shit you want to get off your chest. So I'm gonna let you, and then we can wrap this up. Real quick. What's the female equivalent of a fuck boy? We just want to know, like, what does that look like? Like, if I see a fuck, like, nah, the homie a goofy, he a fuck boy. What's the female equivalent of that?
Like, wait, what's the question again?
So you know how you've used the term earlier, fuck boy, right?
Okay.
You can vividly identify a fuck boy when you experience one, right?
Yeah.
What's the female version of that? Would you just be with just somebody that y'all just calling a hoe that's out there? Like, what's fuck girl activity? I don't even know if that's a term.
Yeah, we don't really use like
y'all don't
fuck
say,
girl.
But that's why I'm asking. What's the female equivalent of a fuck boy? And you better not sit and act like that they don't exist. I wish you would sit in that chair and act like they don't exist.
They do, and so they do, and some of my friends are, you know.
See what I'm saying?
You know,
for the fucking street,
city
girls.
They are,
boom.
Yes.
We found it.
Yeah, there it is.
I'm asking a question I knew the answer to already.
So I think we have because I don't want to call, women hoes, so I just say like they're living their best life.
I tell one of your friends, she a city girl all the time.
Is she? She living her best life.
Do her thing. But listen, man, I'm going to give you an opportunity so we can get up out of here, man. Go ahead and fireside chat me with them questions you got, man. Get whatever you need off your chest.
I mean, I really had a list, but I didn't have paper long enough to kind of like...
Oh, gee, the fact that you pulling out a phone like you wrote the fucking show today.
I got an essay of things that I need to tap into.
Wow. So, I dead ass feel like her homegirl sent her to do this now.
Maybe. I mean, it could have been a mass message that was sent to my homegirls to see like, yo, y'all, what y'all think I should ask. But no, like for real, I'm just going to really just speak on the dumb because we have these conversations all the time. So kind of like, what does it mean for like guys in general to kind of like meet a girl, y'all like kick it, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like an instant like connection. Like she's dope energy, she's cool, she's just a vibe. Mm-hmm. And so kind of like, how do men go about like understanding like, this is a one of a kind woman. Like, how do y'all go about like understanding or realizing like, do I want to pursue this or how should I pursue this woman, because we just vibe like this. And so like I can say like, sometimes connections come at the wrong time. Like maybe, y'all were vibing, but you just wasn't in the headspace to kind of like pursue that woman. But, time has went by, you understand like it's just something about her. Like, well, I already know like you have someone like that. But,
are you saying you trying to say like when we find a bomb ass chick that we really like
how do y'all decide like, I'm ready to take it to the next level? Because right now y'all just friends.
Time.
How long is time? And what is time?
Don't stop that. That is y'all problem. And I'm gonna say y'all, and I'm being very direct when I say that. Women. That is women's problem. You always feel like you gotta rush.
It take you 8 years to figure it out?
It ain't about no 8 years. When we tell y'all we need time, y'all automatically think this nigga think he finna string me along for years.
Why you gotta do your hands like that?
Because that's how y'all be. Y'all be snapping and doing all that shit. So I'm gonna imitate y'all. But that's not what we asking for.
Stereotype.
Like I'm just saying, fucking well y'all talk with y'all hands. But like y'all will sit there and y'all hear the word time, and that's why when you started with the question, I already knew the answer. I was like, time. Because like,
but what is considered like what is considered?
So
like
listen,
you're not finna just string me along for like 7 years.
You know what y'all fail to realize, and I'm gonna give you some real game right now, sis. When we say time, y'all think it's time for us to figure out y'all like.
So what does time mean?
So when I say time, yes, granted, like as a woman, y'all come in that bitch blazing. Y'all gonna show y'all worth. Y'all gonna give us y'all everything. Y'all cooking. Y'all doing this. Y'all babe, you need this.
We probably should stop doing that.
No,
shit,
you shouldn't. You shouldn't because that's how a dude start understanding, okay, I have a time limit on figuring out what's real here. And when I say we need time, it's not about figuring out if you worth it. When you start doing that shit, and you got the looks and we attracted and the sex is good, you straight now. The time now is like, let me see how long it takes for her to see who the fuck I really am, or at least for the people I know in the conversations I have, the men I am. Let me see how long it's gonna take because Shorty gonna fuck around and dip. And like we've had that. Like we've had women that be like, because y'all know women that be like, I fuck with homie today, but next week I'm bored of him.
Yeah.
So yes, it's gonna take some time. And the fact that any man who sits on his nuts and gonna stand on his time and make y'all wait and y'all choose to run from that, I say kudos to you, bro. Because you not for him if you're not willing to let him go through his process.
Okay, I mean, that makes a little sense.
Because we waiting on y'all to go to y'all process. It's not our fault that y'all get to y'all process quicker than us.
So what do you expect us to so in that time where you guys want time, what that mean? We're not supposed to fuck other niggas, we're not supposed to go on dates. So what is that time?
Listen,
what does that include?
That question right there is on a one-to-one basis. That's how you define that in your situation. For me, when I'm asking for time, if I'm not asking you for a title, you are free to do whatever you please. Okay. But also understand that your action has a reaction.
Okay.
Right? Because when I say I need time and I'm fucking with you, my loyalty's there. So I ain't fucking over you.
Who's the Scorpios?
Right? No, I'm keeping it real. And that's not saying that I'm not getting pussy on the side. If I happen to do that, because I may have in the past, and I'll be real with you.
Yeah.
However, that's never going to touch your front door. So that's the respect I'm asking for as a man.
Okay.
And if you can't carry yourself in that way, then I'm not going to fuck with you. I'm absolutely going to look at you like you took this time shit wrong. Because that's exactly where y'all want to go. You be like, all right, well, since you want time, I'm finna go do me. Okay, love, go do you, because now you finna go be at the back of the bus when you do that.
Because you don't understand, like, you know, the relationship that I've been in, like, you know, my friends be like, girl, fuck that nigga, like, go on these dates. And I just be like, but he told me give it some time, be patient with him and stuff. So, you know, it's just so, okay, I hear your perspective.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
What else would be a question I want to ask you? So, you know, like, I am not one. I used to send, like, the long messages, you know, to guys, like, if I feel like he done pissed me off, like, and I got to say something. I used to send them long essays, right? And so, like, in the past, like, sometimes they respond, sometimes they leave me on red. Mm-hmm. So, like, I'm gonna come knock on your door. Like, so, like, I know, you know, that, you know, in the past that women that you dated have sent you messages, right? To express, you know, one, for either, you're not being...
some clarity.
You're not, you know, clarity or not understanding, you know, where they stand. And so, like, they've sent you these messages and you blatantly don't respond.
Books, though, right? They send, like, you talking about these...
Yeah, these essays. And so, like, at what point when you're reading this message or when guys reading that message, like, yeah, shawty, I ain't responding to that. Like, is that, like, what, like, why do you feel like we don't need a response? Or why you don't think we're owed that?
You ever seen a nigga fall asleep in English class? All right. Hey, man, listen. Hey, she tried it, though.
So that's the answer?
Man, listen, like, come on now. Like,
so that's your answer. Like, that's what you stand on because...
Listen, all right.
I think it's really much you guys are afraid to tap into. No, it's not. It's like, y'all gonna ask 900 questions in a 4-page letter. Mm-hmm. And we need all of the fucking answer, the questions. And I'm either gonna give you two options. I'm gonna pick the most, normally with me when I receive those, because yes, I have. Yeah,
I'm gonna do 3 things. You're right, because I'm either not gonna respond, I'm gonna give you a 1-word answer. Okay. Or I'm gonna pick out what I know you really pissed off about that you just tried to buff in there as some light shit, and I'm gonna answer that motherfucker. And boom.
So what allows?
And then when you keep pushing and you keep pushing the issue, and I'm like, you know, man, I'm not repeating myself. Like, all right.
So you feel like when it's not a response, it's just more so like we done already had this conversation.
You already had this conversation. You know what's up with me. and like you keep digging into this shit though. So go talk to yourself. Obviously, you got some loud thoughts over there that you need to go wash some dishes, put some music on, go listen to some N.D.I.R.E., some Lauryn Hill, whoever. Y'all do your thing and have that conversation with yourself,
Meanwhile,
love.
y'all listening to Future toxic shit, huh?
Sure is. Yeah,
Lord.
I'm bumping the fuck out of him too.
But okay, so I mean, I think we'll just have to agree.
Don't none of you niggas compare to me. Yeah, my producer know what I'm talking about, huh?
No. Where's the gospel music?
Nah, but listen, hey, this was. Hey,
I got another question.
Okay, this is your last question. So we gotta get to the bro talk and sis talk. Wrap
Okay,
this
so
up.
the last question. Well, I'm finna combine them because it's really two that I need to get out my chest. So for one, what would you say in the relationships that you had and the women that you dated? I know it's a lot, but you know, I ain't trying to call you no hoe on camera, but I'm just saying, like,
y'all love using that title. You commented on like gray sweats when I got here. As soon as I got in, she talking about gray sweats.
Gray sweats.
Her guess was like, oh, okay.
You might as well just pull it up in the Charger.
Okay.
At this point,
give it your question.
And so, like, what? Shit, I forgot my question.
Niggas said I might as well pull it up in the Charger.
Or the Challenger. What's the thought part? The Challenger.
Wow.
You a big nigga though. You can't be in no Challenger.
I can't be in no Challenger.
But so what exactly kind of like as you dated these women, right? Okay. And so I know like you guys have, dated for a long period of time. Sometimes you didn't even get past, maybe first date. What would you think would be it's a multiple choice question, okay? So you'll get to choose this answer. And so like out of the multiple choice questions, I want you to tell me what answer fits you, you know? So the question is, Caleb, after the women that you've dated, what would be one thing that women would say that you lack or something that you need to continue to work on, okay?
Okay.
Question.
I know where the fuck this is going.
The choices are A, being consistent.
Shit.
B, being consistent. C, being consistent. Shit. Like, okay, and then D, let's just go on and run it. All of the above. So, like, my nigga, the reason I said that is because I feel like your number one thing is because we've had, like, several conversations is being consistent. Like, what is it so hard for men to not be consistent? Like, you can be rocking with somebody, like, yeah, shawty, like, I like you, I fuck with you, we vibing with all that bullshit y'all be saying, but yet you cannot be consistent. Like, one weekend we vibing, it's cool. 2 days, I don't hear from you. 3 days go by. Like, what is it?
I can give you my cocky answer, my humble answer are both, and they can be absolute. They are both absolutely true. Which one you want?
I want both.
Okay, so my humble answer is in terms of for sure. My humble answer in terms of just being consistent. It really is about like time management and like. Time management.
You gave me a corporate answer.
No. I'm about to get that time management. I'm a Scorpio. You talk about that a lot. Me wanting my peace and shit, and sometimes be isolated and shit. And then like just understanding that like I don't think that people deserve 100% access to you out the gate, and even 1 month in or 2 months in, like the gradual shit of the consistency that y'all beg for is fucking earned. I'm not giving you no consistency when you ain't showing me that you giving me a reason to be consistent. That's just real. Like in some of those situations, I will admit, and one of them for sure, the consistency, I was tripping.
Trip. What? Somebody cue music, LMA tripping.
You know what I'm saying? So cool. But cool, I'll eat that. I'll eat that. But at the same time, when we talking about it from a broader scale, like you don't deserve all of me. Now when we talk about
but women are so easily like just pour into it, and so like so quickly. And I know sometimes that is something, and so sometimes I find myself having to like scale back a little bit. Because it's they say them Scorpios, y'all something serious.
It's true, but my cocky answer is like, on some real shit. I know I'm a fucking vibe, like 100%, and I'm not finna give you that shit all the time. Like
so again, we gotta wait 100 years.
It is earned. It is earned. I know what I'm doing when I'm taking you out. I know all you need to do is get your hair done and get your toes done and make sure you look pretty. The rest of the night is on me. I know, and wherever I know that's an experience. You know, and I know that there's nightcaps that come with it sometimes.
So you think you a vibe?
Absolutely, 100%.
Who done told you that?
I don't. You ain't know. That's the thing. Nobody got to tell me that.
You just know.
Because the follow-up good mornings come. When I'm seeing you again come, the proof is in the pudding. You ain't got to brag to me about what I am. I know what I present. I know my worth. And the cockiness in me is like, yeah, this second date, this third date, and this fourth date is fucking earned. And if you can't understand that, then we ain't meant to be kicking it like we should be kicking it. It is what it is.
I like the cocky answer though. Like I think it really just boils down like understanding your worth. And I think for women too, like for me too, I'm just kind of like, I know I'm the shit.
You can look me square in my face and tell me I'm the ugliest nigga you ever met. And I'm gonna look you back square in your eyes and say, you gotta be fucking shitting me. Period. That's just me. And that ain't on no cocky shit. That ain't no
understanding like you that nigga.
I just understand that I'm not for you, but there's some people out there that I am for. Right. So I ain't kidding. Now listen, now that we done got your little questions out the way, we're going to wrap this episode up. We got this thing we do at the end of every episode where we do this bro talk thing, right? And, so for you, I'm going to let you do your sis talk. I'm going to kick it off for you so you can kind of get to the gist of it so we can wrap this up. So my bro talk this episode, I kind of touched on it earlier when I talked about walking in your journey and we talked about this consistency throughout this whole goddamn episode, but walking in your purpose and being consistent and doing the work, man. I encourage anybody out there, bro, just that's my thing for you. I challenge you to stop looking at the big picture. Stop looking at the end of the tunnel. Stop looking at that light. Stay 10 toes down in what the fuck today brings to you. Tackle today, then wake up tomorrow and do that shit over and over and over. And you see where I'm going. It's the consistency for me. You know what I'm saying? Then now I'm gonna let you go ahead.
He can't be consistent with women.
But I'm consistent with that fucking bag though. Go ahead.
You're gonna be with the bag alone. The fuck. Okay, all right. So I'm sorry, ladies. So something that I would want to leave with the podcast is just like I said, if you want to start that business, manifest that, write it down, and really don't tell people, your vision in the beginning, because sometimes they're not able to accept it or believe in it. So I really think just being personable and being, just being intentional with it. And I also, something I want you guys to take, never be afraid to continue to be a student. Like, although I have my business and I'm in corporate America and I'm plugged in doing a lot of things, I'm never like too good to be a student. And I say that because sometimes we get so high up off our horses and we feel like, oh shit, I don't need nobody. Like I know everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm continuous to learn. And I feel like that's how my success has come, and that's how I'm going to continue to grow. Climb the ladder of successes, because I'm never going to stop being a student. Like if I'm listening, or when Kayla might have our talk sometimes, I listen to some stuff, some stuff I don't listen to, but sometimes I do take away stuff. Or when I'm talking to my mentors, I'm always eager to learn. And I think that's where some of us, especially Black women, we feel like we can't learn from nobody. So I just continue to, if you have a business that you want to start, build that business. If it's something that manifests that shit, and then also just never be afraid to continue to be a student along the way.
That's it, man. Manifest that shit. You said it all. Listen, I am KP of the Certified Steppaz. You heard it out of her own mouth. She had a fucking blast. This is my girl, Lene. Y'all make sure y'all check out Elle Events. I'm going to put everything in the links below. Y'all tap in, subscribe to the channel, like, subscribe, share. Tell your mama and them, your grandma will love us too. I promise you, everybody won't take
all his home. Women that's watching, y'all share it to y'all homegirls and all of that. Make sure y'all tap in. I'm very proud of bro. He's really starting his business from the ground up. He's a hustler. He's
Appreciate
toxic.
You.
He's light skinned. He
has
all of that shit. G.
And we're gonna see y'all
tap,
on
tap in. Certified Steppaz.
Side.
We out.